As the Ontario All-Star is about to commence, each year Mr. Stewart grabs his execs and tries to predict this year's results. In this episode, the CEO invites us into a private ride-along. Now let's see who can best predict the results.
Okay, boys, favorite time of year. Just jumped on the 401, I guess, 2 hours ago. On our way from Ottawa, Toronto, on location in the Navigator with Mr. Steve Anderson, Executive Route Manager, my personal instructor and mentor. Mr. Jason Hubert in the background. What's up, buddy? Hey. Executive Route Manager and 5-time All-Star champion. Mr. Hambley, where are you at back there? Mr. Hambley in the back. VP of Technology, the man who makes all these things just look so pretty. And myself, Ben Stewart, founder of CPS. Very exciting time. It's been a great season, aeration season. We're driving down the road to the All-Star Ontario Championship for 2013. And it's going to be a pretty ridiculous week. Really, really excited. And Hubert, for you not to be involved, this will be the first time you have not managed All-Star aeration since 2006. Yep. That many years. It's going to be very, very different. So, Hubert, I know this is a little new for you. This is going to be the first time you're doing the drive down as a non-competitor and coach. So what I like to do on the way to all the Ontario All-Stars is actually make our predictions on the ranking teams. Now, we've got 7 teams in this year's Ontario All-Star competing for the A and 8 teams for the B. 7 teams are starting east to west. We got Ottawa, a 6-time Ontario All-Star champion, the most winningest city in the history of the company. It's where it all started, with a new GM, Mr. Greg Ross. We have Scarborough, which has been GM by Franklin Mitchell the last couple of years, now new GM, Jovan Chung. They were the B team ceiling champions last year. They've got a lot of alumni, a lot of talent. We got King James, who's going to be managing a B team, so he will be in the A team competition. He'll be looking to repeat his B team championship from 2012. We've got new GM, Mr. George Osei, up with an extremely strong Barrie team. A lot of first-year workers, but also a few alumni in there. We got the newly revamped team, Mississauga, headed up by Franklin Mitchell. A lot of top guns. They were the winning team of the Windsor road trip and the runner-up on the Eastern Promises. They got a lot of new guns with a few alumni as well. We got our new corporate location from Hamilton. Huge amount of experience led by Mr. David Wilkerson. They're going to be definitely big challengers for it. We've got the 2013 Aeration Wars champion. They just came off the Aeration Wars, killing everyone last week. KW, led by Dan Cornelius. Very strong team, mix of alumni and rookies. And then we've got the Dark Horses out of London, who just came off the Eastern Promises road trip victory. Extremely strong team. Mixture of alumni and new guys out of London with Mr. Murray Leach. So, I guess the question, boys, is, and I know Hubert, you're new to this, Mr. A, you've done it with me a few years. Give me your top 7. What is the placing going to be for this year's All-Star? I got to know.
So different.
What do we got?
Especially with an introduction like that, every team seems to be on point. And I just had to pick a list. So
it's a very, very strong team.
Yeah. And
who are they and why? What's the order?
Okay, so we'll start 7th.
Sure.
Okay, 7th, I'll got a lot of respect for Barrie, but they're a smaller operation.
Okay.
And they're very consistent. I don't know if they have the top end, so I got Barrie.
We will not have a low-balling team this year at All-Star. It's not going to happen.
No.
Okay, 7th place, Barrie.
Yeah, 6th place, I got KW in there.
6th place with KW. Wow, so Aeration Wars champion down to 6th place.
I don't really know why, but it makes sense.
I don't know why.
It's tough.
Okay,
it's tough.
Okay, I got you.
Depending on what happens with this team, based on what I know now, could be a lot higher, but my 5th pick is actually Team London.
Team London, 5th place.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Aeration Wars of last week is in 6th, and the Eastern Promises winner is in 5th.
Yep.
Interesting, they were a combination of KW London. So the 2 teams that have been winning all the in-season competitions are ranked 6th and 5th.
Yes.
According to Hubert. Okay.
Yes, I'm not changing it now.
Okay. I like it.
fourth place, based on their experience, their ability to seal, I got Scarborough.
Scarborough fourth. Okay.
Third place, and this is where it gets dicey, but I'm going to go with Mississauga, last team to qualify.
Okay.
Small town, there's a lot of alumni, a lot of sealing experience. I know it comes down to win. I got a special place
In your heart?
Ottawa. Yeah, but
You giving them second?
I can't see them beating Team Hamilton this year.
Wow. Okay. So Ottawa not repeat. How many years in a row have you won Ontario Aerations now?
In a row?
Have you won 2 seasons in a row?
Two seasons, yes. 5 in a row in the 2 seasons, but aeration seasons.
2 aerations. What do you mean 5 in a row? You lost
Well,
last summer. You got beat
ceiling.
really badly by me.
The ceiling. Yeah, well, before that.
Okay.
That crazy.
You had won 5 All-Stars in a row.
Yeah.
Wow, what a streak. Good thing I finished it.
Good.
Yes. Okay, so you've got Hamilton as the victory.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And they have never, in 7 years with Josh Lombardo as the franchisee, they have never won an All-Star. In fact, they were competing in the 2006. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7 years, 14 All-Stars in a row. They've never got a victory. You're predicting the first year that Josh is gone for them to be the All-Star champion.
Well,
That's a vicious insult to Josh, but I like you. I like you. I like you. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Hubert. Let's move on. What do you got, Mr. A? What do we got?
I don't know why he would say that. I don't know why he would do that to me, of all people. And I don't need his help for this, but I totally agree with what he just said. What Hubert just said. I agree all the way down the line.
Wow.
All the way down the line. And one of my reasons for Hamilton being in the position they're in was because I'm told they have a tremendous amount of experience, and I know Dave from scripting. It's amazing. The minutes that people script anywhere near like he does, and their experience, and I just think they'll want to show off for Dave a little bit. They'll want to show off for Dave a little bit.
On the road trips. Dave hasn't been on those road trips.
Yeah, I think he'll inspire him a little bit more simply because now he's there. I have a special thing for Greg. I've worked with Greg quite a bit over the years, and he's my student in martial arts. So, I like to see him do well. But I think he's going to finish right where Hubert said.
So you're calling
I like
Hamilton
Franklin
first. You're calling Ottawa second. Who's third? Is Franklin sneaking in
I
above
think,
Jovan?
Yep. I think Franklin school Jovan, and it'll finish out the same way this year. I think Franklin had a lot of help from you, so I think that's where I think it'll go that way. I really believe that.
And then, so coming down the line, you got Jovan in fourth. You have London in fifth, ahead of K-Dubs.
Yeah.
And then you got K-Dubs in sixth, and Barry finishing in seventh.
Yeah.
So the exact same picks.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We've been reading these lists and these stats and discussing it for the last hour and a half prior to talking about this now, and we've come to almost the exact same conclusions.
And I've changed my picks.
I've changed mine many times. But we've never discussed who we actually thought. So here's what I have, and here's my reason. Seventh place, I have Barry. Seventh place, I have Barry. I'm extremely excited about Barry location. They've had the best show-up rate. They've had most consistent days worked per worker. They have a very strong full-time crew, and I think come sealing season, come August, we could have a completely different scenario we're looking at with that team. Very strong team. George is a very strong route manager, but like you said, they don't have any up top-end talent. And at All Stars to win it, you need to have 10 strong workers, but you need to have a few guys that knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
And with Ottawa over the years, you were winning championships because you had a consistent team, but then you had Marta Morrow and Rausch and Kozak doing massive things.
Yeah.
And that's what put you past the K-Dubs and everyone else over those years. So I don't think that George has the high-end guys to get him even over sixth place. Sixth place, I'm going to throw a name in here, guys, and this is my opinion. My spots do change based on whether Kyle Dietz is with London or not. If Kyle Dietz is on London, my picks completely change on where I am, because he is a high-end guy. He will do ridiculous numbers. If he's not there, I'm putting London in sixth place. He's not there. As of right now, I do not have a confirmed that he's going to be here, so I'm putting London in sixth place. I believe they are, on paper, the best team in Ontario.
I agree.
On paper, the best team in Ontario. If I had to choose 10 guys from one city, but I could choose every person that could potentially work, and I picked up Dietz, I picked up Cosman, and some of these other guys, London, I would choose London. You take them out of the equation, and you've got extremely strong rookies. You got Carver, Brendan Byrne, and Adrian Swage as their big-time leaders, but it's hard to win championships with rookies. It's hard to win championships. It's their first time being in that environment, and this is the real deal. So I'm gonna give London sixth. Fifth place is KW. I had initially kind of tweaked the switch based on Dietz, but I'm going to put KW ahead, and the simple reason for it is they have a good mixture of experience and inexperience. Katie Tugas dropped down for 1 day as a worker to test herself out. She busted a 45 equiv last week.
I didn't know
Okay. If Maeda can keep it together, they got a strong team. And then they've got a bunch of guys in the middle, like the Jared Roaches, who have been on the World Sealing team that beat you last summer, Hubert. They got a couple of really strong players. I'm going to always stick you to it. I like the plug. But they don't have the consistency across the board. I feel that in their season, although they smashed everyone in Iteration Wars, their territory was much fresher than the other teams. I do not believe they have enough to crack the top three. That is my number 5. Moving on to number 4, and I've been torn on this one. With number 4, I'm going to go with Scarborough. And I really like the Scarborough team. I really like the workers on the Scarborough team, but I don't know a couple of the players. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Jordan Facey, because I don't really know him. I remember his stats from last year; they were low. There's a Lovell guy I don't know, and there's a Preach I don't know. There's 3 guys on the team I don't know. If I don't know you by All-Star, you're not qualifying for the Nationals. However, on the flip side, you got Mike Mendaci, who called his first silver hat. You got Tabano, who called a silver hat. You got Lau, who's been the most dominant aerator in the year. You got a lot of high-end talent. You got Briscoe, who's having a good season. You got an 18-wheeler literally bumping my rear end. That's ridiculous. Like I'm supposed to go faster. You've got a really, why is everyone trying to roll me forward? There's cars in front of me. You've got a really, really strong team, and you've got a team that really is synergistic. They love the job. I just don't think, I don't know these 3 guys. Oh, Adam Charlton, rookie sensation. He silver hatted as well. They got more silver hats than any other team in the championship. But can they do it over the course of 6 days? I'm going to say no. Moving on to number 3. Top three. My qualifiers for the national championship. And if you notice, all 3 of us, we've almost been identical. I'm going to beg to differ based on my own ego. I'm going 3rd place with Ottawa. Pretty solid addition, adding Mike C to the team last minute. But there's only, with Mike C, that puts only 2 players from last year's championship team on the A team. Repeating is tough enough as it is. You've been doing it for years, but you do it with at least 7 of your existing players every year. I've checked the stats. Every year you pick up a few new guys, but have at least the core still there. The core's not there. I got a high respect for Mr. Greg Ross. I have a high respect for his ability to get his team going, but I also know reality. He's never won an All-Star. He lost to Robbie Botello in Alberta. He lost to Marco Morelli last year in BC. He's never won, which means he can't win. Very hard to win your first one. Jay, you've been there. Very hard to win your first one. So, on paper, his numbers, his stats, and his average equivs say that he should be at least second. But he's not. He's going to be third. He's going to be third. And they've got some guys that can book some ceilings, but Ottawa has not had the opposition. It's not really their fault. They had a really late start with the snow. They've been running pre-books for a month. So that brings me to final two. And while I'm talking here, I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I'm going to beg to differ. I had Dave as first.
Did you?
Yeah. You guys both said it, and I got pissed off that you guys were thinking the same thing as me. So,
They're very strong.
on paper, Hamilton has by far the best team. There's no team that's even close. They've got 7 or 8 alumni. They've got all their best alumni, except for maybe Styles isn't on that list. But they got their best. They got Nick Martin. They got Tessero. They got McKean. They got a lot of guys. They got guys who have done Road Warrior. They've got guys who have done the road trips and hit big numbers. They were up in Northern Ontario. I know they got a 33 equiv on one of the days. I didn't hear too much other than that. And they got Dave, who, like you said, can be he's the player's champ in my opinion. You know what I mean? He's a player's coach. A player's coach that has dropped down in many All-Stars. He's also the #1 Ontario aeration city right now. He has every reason. There's every reason why I should give him the victory. And in fact, I had chosen Hamilton until you guys talked. But now I got to go back to what I said opening day in Mississauga this year, where I said Mississauga's home of the champions. There isn't much reason why Mississauga's supposed to win. I believe in Franklin Mitchell.
Can I win?
I believe in Franklin Mitchell.
Can I win?
I had written down Dave, but if we all chose the same thing, it wouldn't make any sense. I never change after I've already decided I'm changing this time. Too bad. Dave Wilkerson is the runner-up. It's going to be extremely close. Franklin Mitchell, Franklin Mitchell won the B Team Ceiling Championship over Hamilton last year in the aeration ceiling wars. Franklin Mitchell is a guy who knows how to get guys to perform above their level. And Mitchell has been stuck in city while all these other teams have gone on the road. Mississauga team has 8 of their 10 players who have done the road trips. They're road tested. If he was able to teach them how to book ceilings between Monday and Thursday of this week, because that's what they're going to lack right now.
That's a big factor.
There's a huge factor in that. I agree. But I'll tell you right now, every one of those guys can step 15 right now in the GTA aerations. Can these other teams do that? Can those other teams go into Bramladesh and bust 15, 20 steps? Mississauga can. Mississauga can step everywhere. Mississauga can book ceilings everywhere. And they got Thomas Adamore, who's won a lot of championships. He's going to be their players leader. And they got Ocean, who's hot, Carver, who's hot right now. They've got a lot of rookies. I think 6 who have never booked a ceiling in their life. But I feel that with the training given to them, I think that I'm definitely taking the wild card. I'll go with them. But Franklin Mitchell's going to hoist the cup. And if he does, Hamilton should be ashamed of themselves. No, Hamilton should be ashamed. If Hamilton doesn't win, they should be ashamed. I'm going to have to go with where I managed them. Home of the champions.
Well, I say it bad, but
they don't have a team that can win. I agree. I'm with you on the Dave part. But I watched Hamilton go from 210 equiv to 45 equiv. That would never happen to Mississauga.
Yeah.
And I know it wasn't their best players. I know it only was representative of 3 guys on their team. But that won't happen in Mississauga. Mississauga will not get derailed by a bad day, a tough day, opposition. They won't get derailed by any of that stuff. It's impossible. They're from Mississauga. They've been cursed out and yelled at for a month, I think. So, it's my opinion. Any comments on that? What do you think?
Well, once the Senate's closed, George State can come in and take it all. You know what I mean? Like, so
No, he can't.
No, he can't.
No, he can't. You don't know what you're talking about.
No,
Don't be political. This is not political. We're having a conversation. Georgia is a great person.
Yeah.
Hamilton, Barry's great people. They're rookies. They don't know what they're doing. They're walking around in circles, wondering where they are. They're going into the depths of the GTA. You think they're going to go down there and step 20? Yeah. Nothing can. No. Only the things I say can happen. What do you think, Mr. Ray? Hamilton has the best team.
You had great points about Saga, and then I also said that you work with them.
Yes.
See, and I know these guys are prepared. They're going to be very, very ready, and then they're going to have you looking over their shoulder with the look of, you want to get slapped?
Yes, I will have that look.
But Hamilton doesn't have that.
I work
Dave.
What's that?
I was
Oh, you're gonna walk over and talk to Hamilton in the morning before you're gonna walk over to Ottawa? Hubert, I will walk over and talk to Frank.
Yeah.
I will talk to the Mississauga. I'm sorry. I'm completely in the middle on all of this. But if I make a statement, Mississauga, I've just put myself like I wanted to say Hamilton. If you guys weren't gonna say Hamilton, I would have said Hamilton. But now, no. I gotta go with Saga, man. They're battle ready. Hamilton's gonna have to freaking drive to Hamilton if they want to book drivers. Wow. They're not going into Brampton having a good old time. Do you guys know that Aeration Wars last week, when Franklin finished 3rd or whatever place, he made his team the entire week use Brampton Southwest.
okay.
He wanted them to have the most possible opposition for language barrier, cheapness, difficulty level, all of those things for the Aeration Wars so that they will be battle tested and ready for Ulster.
Wow.
Figure you might lose the battle to win the war.
Real good one.
I don't know, man. Or it could have been going up to small towns first time round with pre-books like K-Dubs. Winning the battle, losing the war.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, the guys from Ottawa and KW and Hamilton are going to have a tough time because they're used to pre-books right now. That's why I'm going with Saga. And Scarborough, I've got a real good place in my heart for them, but they hit a lot of pre-books this year. That location had a lot of pre-books this year.
Yep.
Saga did not. I'm biased. I was in Saga, but I know I didn't have pre-books. I know I didn't. My guys had to learn how to sell right away. Okay, well, I guess we're all set. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What is it going to look like, though, Hamley? Like, you can see all of us? That's incredible.
Let me see that.
That looks incredible.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's how you start recording? Like I'm recording right now?
Right now.
Wow, I'm learning how to do this. I guess we'll do a good job.
Wow.